สวัสดีครับผมแฮกอิสรานะครับแล้ววันนี้เราอยู่กับมาโน่โพกิ้งหัวหน้าผู้ฝึกสอนทีมชาติไทยสวัสดีครับมาโน่
Swadikap. I'm Mano Poking, the head coach of Thai national team.
Okay
Nice to see you again.
Yeah I have couple questions for you today
Okay.
like some questions from the fans
Okay.
and some questions are about the preparation of King's Cup so because we have King's Cup next month
Right.
Okay, I'm going to start with the first one. So, what you have been doing during the end of season of Thai League?
I was in Brazil, having some holidays, enjoying the time with my family, my friends, and it was a great time. And now we are back. Of course, we are back fully recharged, but it was a good time with the family.
Yeah. So one more question because Brazil is like the city of football, the country of football. Have you been to the match or any match? Did you watch any football match or are they off season too?
Yes, I was there in the stadium. I mean, I always follow my team from the childhood, this Internacional. I was in the stadium against Palmeiras. Palmeiras is the current champion in Brazil. Was a big game, a full stadium. Always when I am in Brazil, and I have a lot of friends that loves also to go to the stadium. I always use also the time to watch some live games and to see the quality of the league. I always interested to see how Brazilian teams are playing.
Okay, cool. So, switch to the King's Cup. I'm going to start with the King's Cup. So, do you have already starting 11 for this upcoming King's Cup next month?
Look, I really believe that every coach always has a starting 11 in mind, but we have to wait, of course, to see if all the players are available, if you can get everyone on board. But I'm always discussing with my staff, we are always talking about, and I believe I'm now quite long in that job. I know all the players and we always have an idea if everyone is coming, if we can get all the 23 players from the final list who we first have in mind to start, but then we still have like this 7 days of training. Sometimes some players impress you a lot that you decide to make one change or two changes. This period of training is also important to that kind of decision. But yeah, we always have 11 in mind.
Yeah. Maybe also some idea for the newcomer?
Look, I believe there is no time for that anymore. Let me say we have really important games coming soon, especially with the World Cup qualifiers in November. The King's Cup is an important tournament. We didn't do so well last year. We want to do better now. So if we can get all the main players and the strongest players that we have from the last time, I think there is no big surprise. So I believe that the most of the names will be names that we are already used to see in the national team.
Okay, you already answered the question, but yeah, how serious for this time for the King's Cup? Because like last time we didn't.
Yeah, we want to do better than last year. I believe that we could have done better already last year. So one more reason for us this year to do a better tournament. And again, the King's Cup, the name alone says how important it is for us. So we really want to do well.
Okay. So a little bit more from the question. And like how about the formation? Could you maybe give us a bit of a hint?
Look, normally, as we know, we like to play the 4-2-3-1 formation because we have the players for that. We have good wingers that are good on 1v1s. But we saw last AFF tournament if the opponent, if you can scout or find some advantage playing in a back three, we did that also very well. I believe it's not too much about the exactly formation. If you are playing a 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1 or 3-5-2, is much more about finding the right strategy for each game that we are playing after we get all the informations from the opponent and try to find a plan or a strategy that can help us to win the games.
Cool, thank you. So, and then 1 month right after, in October, is a European tour. I call it European tour. We're gonna be in Georgia and in Estonia. Are you ready for that, or what is the expectation, result, or performance? Because they are quite.
Again, first we try to go one by one.
Yeah.
The King's Cup is first our totally focus. Let's do there a good tournament, and then with that we are very happy to have this kind of friendly matches against two very strong opponents in a good environment in Europe to see a little bit European football. I think that's a kind of experience that help our players to make the next step, to grow a little bit, to see that kind of opponent. And it will be always about performance, let me say, but again, as we said, it's important to see if you can compete that kind of game. And the results are always important, even if it's a friendly match. But the first thing is to see, okay, can we go there and can we play the game? Can we play our game? Can we compete with them? Can we create chances enough to win that game? Can we control the game? As we always say that our strongest is, or our strength is to control the game, to control the ball. Is it possible to do that in Europe against a good opponent? This is what we want to see. But again, this after the King's Cup.
Yeah, but I think it's good for the new or for the young player because they never play against the European teams before.
Right, that's as I said. It's a fantastic experience, and I believe that brings us one step forward, and we are very, very happy to have this kind of game.
Yeah. Okay, I know there's still like 4 games in a row before the World Cup, but everyone seems to be like more excited about World Cup because like we are now in the group, which is I call it like we have 50-50. We always have 50-50% chance. So we have Korean, South Korean, we have China, and we have maybe like Singapore, either Singapore or Guam. So are we good enough, or do you think are we ready to pass the second round and then to be in the last top 18?
What I can say is that it's very clear we are good enough to come to the next stage. We have enough quality, we have good players, we have a crucial game. I'm saying that since the draw that we have a very, very crucial game against China in from the first game of the group. I mean, before we think about South Korea, we all know South Korea is the strongest team in the group, is probably the strongest team in Asia. So we don't need to care too much about that, but that first 2 games are for us to keep that dream alive, crucial. So, and I really, really hope that we can make a Rajamangala Stadium completely full with 50,000 fans, because this can help us a lot. And if you have a good start in that group stage, I believe that we can come to the next round.
So I think this question is tough question for you. It's from the social, from the fan.
Okay.
So many people keep asking why you play Grisada Garman center back when his like position at Chonburi is a midfield.
Look, again, decisions that not only myself as a coach, I believe that decisions that any coach take that is not so usual is always for the good of the team. I believe the way we like to play, when we start or when I start the job here with the national team, we were trying to say, look, we want to control the game more, we want to build from the back with the goalkeeper, we want to attract our opponent, because I believe my belief as a coach, I believe that this can help us to win games. And in that case was at that moment, in that first AFF championship in Singapore, in the training when we start the preparation, was Grisada the best man for that position. And I believe in that tournament he proved that he could do that very well. I understand the fans, I understand when the people are a little bit scary about that. He is not a really top player. It's not the final decision. I just say that he did a very good tournament. We won all the games. I mean, we won 6 games and drew 2. We got that title. And with that in mind, we kept using him there. But we still have players like Tombia, like Panza. Elias Dola was doing very well the last game in Hong Kong. We have Changsuek now moving to Taiport also to see how he will cope there. We saw a very good Supan now in the last game against Buriram. So it's always about when is the game coming and who is available and who can we call and who are training with us and how they are doing that in that 7 days, sometimes a week, sometimes 2 weeks. I just can say that I like Chris Ada as a central defender. That's my opinion. And it doesn't mean that he will play there instead of other players. He will fight for that position like the others. And I believe where he's playing in the club, and I think I even heard that maybe in Chonburi he will start playing center back again. But let's wait. We have 3 games to see what the new coach is doing in Chonburi. What I believe also, not only that he's helping us as a central defender, I believe that in the position that he's playing in the club most of the time as a holding midfield, let me say, we have there 4 or 5 top players. And the way we were playing, I believe he needs to play.
So, yeah, we saw Pep Linder's books on your social media posts. Is there anything from book you aim to do in the camp?
I saw some comments about that. Look, it's not when you read a book like that you believe that now we're going to play like Liverpool. I mean, I love to read about football. And when these kind of books come or documentaries where we can get some inside information about how to run a club or how to deal with some situations when players are not playing or this, is a book where he was just telling a lot of inside information about what happened in that year with Liverpool, or sometimes about training methods, sometimes about when they give a rest, or all these kind of things. I mean, I love these kind of books. I read a lot. I love to spend time being busy with football, and that's why it was just one more book from the hundreds that I already read. There's nothing specific to do with the national team now. It's just about getting more and more information for myself as a coach, and always trying to filter something that I can use in my job.
So the last question is, like, we were talking in the back room. It's about dream. You already talked a bit about dream. So I just want you to give some message to the fans or to the Thai football lover that, like, you just, like, as soon, like, as we still have like a big hope and dream, you know, like, can you?
Look, the only thing I can say is keep the dream alive. I really believe you have a chance. I know it's not easy. I know sometimes people like to see the negative things and this and that, but I am a positive person, a positive guy, and I know my team, I know the quality of the players. We know that we still have a lot of space for improvement in general. I mean, with all being together in the same path, it's not always easy to have this in Thailand, but the quality of the players that we have, the group that we have now, make us possible at least to keep the dream alive and to say, look, let's focus on what we can control. Let's get the players together. Let's get some time to train, and let's come to the next stage. Because doing that, the dream is alive. For that, we need all. We need the clubs, we need the league, we need FA, we need the management, and of course we need the fans. Because as I said, the first game, Haja Mangala, 50,000 people, from the first minute until the end, then we have a chance. Because they will help us to feel that that support, and with the quality that we have, I believe we can do it. So I will keep dreaming, and I just want every fan to dream with us.
We will be there. We all will be there.
Good.
For sure.
Good.